Alrighty, what's going on, folks? This is Matt here for Dark One Linux Tech and Gaming, with the fusion of Linux technology and gaming. We're looking at a video that just kind of popped up across my feed a couple of days ago that I'm just getting to a chance to look at. And it's just simply tell I'm switching to Linux. I didn't read the description. I literally just saw the title and I was intrigued. Put this on the save later, watch later list. Here we are. Let's see what Homeboy's got to say and why he's switching to Linux. Kind of curious.
This is an M.2 SSD that has my Windows 10 installed on it. No, I didn't actually throw it. But today we are going to be ditching Windows and replacing it with Linux. More specifically, Linux Mint. So for those of you who don't know, Linux is an open sourced operating system that is recently becoming more and more popular, with users switching over from Windows, like me. I don't really have any problems with Windows, but with Windows 10 rather, but with Windows 11 seeming like Microsoft's replacement for Windows 10, and with Windows 10 losing support in a couple of years, I figured I might as well try Linux, because I don't really like Windows 11. What I've seen and all the issues it has, I don't really want to go to Windows 11. But, and I can't stick with Windows 10 because security updates will stop in 2025 unless Microsoft extends the support period, which they've been known to do, most notably with Windows 7 and Windows XP. But I'm going to be sticking with Linux now. I'm going to try Linux, specifically Linux Mint, which is one of the distributions or different versions of Linux. Because it's open source, there's a lot of different versions of it, so if you don't like one, you can try the other. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to be using only Linux Mint. There are some caveats, because
I don't have any issues with his take so far. Mint, it's my personal issues with Mint aside, it is a fine distro for new users, where it will get down in the weeds and gross. It depends on hardware. That's where things start getting a little weird. So if you're looking for the absolute best peak performance and stuff, it all depends on your hardware. So sometimes a rolling distro is best if you have AMD hardware. Sometimes a static distro like Mint is better for like long-term support, and somebody who doesn't like messing with their systems and all that kind of stuff, more end user focused. So I'm not going to slag on his choice of Mint. Not my favorite, but if it works, cool. I want to see if he came to that conclusion just simply based off like his own research or look at or community suggestions, or if he just went to distro watch and clicked on the first fucking distro ranking. We'll find out. So let's see what else he's got to continue.
I can't just use Linux Mint because I have school and other things like that might require my Windows PC with the way it's set up. But for all intents and purposes, for gaming and Empire at War modding, talking to friends, basically all of that, I will only be using Linux Mint for the next 30 days. By the time this video goes up, the challenge might have already been going for a little while, depending on when I upload it. I plan to upload it a little after I actually am going to record and edit this video on Linux. I'm actually recording right now on Linux. I'm going to be giving you guys small updates throughout, and maybe a couple of videos like doing this on Linux compared to Windows 10. I hope you guys enjoy. So for now, I'm actually just going to show you around what I have set up on this PC and show you how Linux works compared to Windows. Okay, so this is my desktop. As you can see, it's very Windows-like. We have the start menu down here. Well, technically, it's just called the menu on Linux. I am using Linux Mint, like I said. It's a very Windows-like operating system. As you can probably tell, I got my games. They're still like technically installing. This Linux shows you the icons on the desktop while they're downloading from Steam. I don't know. I think Windows does that too, but it's like a blank thing, a blank icon until the game's installed. I don't know. I might be wrong about that. But we have all my games here. Obviously, this is not Steam, but it is. All my games here. The start menu basically functions like
As far as the, and this is all totally personal preference. In Steam, there's a thing that allows you to, not install icons on the desktop for your games if you so choose. Again, total preference, but you can or cannot, and that's totally up to you.
Windows. There are a few things that Linux does better than Windows, and does things that I like about Linux over Windows. Like, for example, the start menu icon. You can change the icon of the menu. So instead, this doesn't have to be the menu. It can be something else. You can put text next to it. Like I have start next to it, but it starts with default no text next to it. So there's no text next to it, or you can just have text next to it. I have start next to mine. I have my keyboard kind of far away from my desk right now, but that's why I had to reach over there. And that's pretty much it. I have my video editor that I use. I have Spotify, Discord, and all my games. And this is the thumbnail that you guys saw. I just haven't done anything with it yet. So how you install software on Linux is you go to your software manager, which is not pinned to the taskbar or panel. It's called the panel on Linux, but it's not pinned to here on default. You have to go here and install it. But basically, this is like a store, like an app store, kind of like the Microsoft Store, I guess, except this one's much nicer. Basically, you pick an installation, say I want to go to GIMP. I do need to actually install GIMP, but basically, I'll do it in a minute. Basically, you click on it and then you click install. Now, there may be some occasional issues, but most of the time, this will just install the app that you need right out of this app. Like, for example, OpenShot, the version of OpenShot, like my video editor that you can find here in the software manager, for some reason doesn't launch, so I had to find the web version. You can still install apps just like you normally do on Windows, but it's easier to do it through the App Store. And I think that's just about it. I think I need to end the recording so I can edit this and maybe get it uploaded, hopefully. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are looking forward to the later parts of the Linux challenge, if you will. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
I don't have a lot to really shit on or say. Sorry, guys. He's taking the right approach as far as his look on it. He's looking at the equivalence, but he's not looking for the same. So he's using OpenShot. Personal gripes with OpenShot aside, because I call it Open Crash because Open Crash. It really boils down to understanding that it is different. And that's something that I'm seeing that he's doing. Now, whether or not this works for him for 30 days, and like you said, he still does have to have a Windows system kicking around for various reasons. I do all my content here on Linux, but seriously, I still have a Windows system. I don't enjoy having a Windows system. I detest Windows 11, but unfortunately for the hardware, Linux doesn't just play nice. So I got to use what I got to use. Really, but overall, it boils down to I get it. So I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see how long he takes on this. I'm encouraged to see that he understands that, the preferred way for on Mint, especially to install software is through the software center or the app store, however you want to word that. I would say, and now this could just be nitpicking nomenclature as far as naming conventions and stuff, but I believe he has the OpenShot app image. App images and snaps and Flatpak and all that stuff. People aren't gonna fucking care. They're not gonna know what the difference is. So while somebody might harp on him, it's just an app image, it's still the entire program. Yes, you're correct. It is the entire app. However, if it works for him, cool. I'm not going to slag on somebody downloading an app image or whatever. I don't have a preference between deb, RPM, DNF, Nix packages, whatever, insert stupid package manager war here. Don't care. So, overall, I think he has the right approach. He's not trying to conflate it. He's not trying to force square peg round hole. He's understanding that there are similarities, but it is different. And that is the key thing that a lot of people don't do when they are trying to switch to Linux, is understand that while there are similarities, it is still fucking different. So other than that, I really don't have much more to say. I hope Homeboy has a great, at least, learning experience, pro or con, with this 30-day challenge that he's looking to do. Let me know what you guys think. I think 30 days is probably the minimum adequate amount of time to understand if something's for you or not. So I do prefer these 30-day challenges as opposed to some of these distro reviews that I see kicking around by actual Linux users and, whatnot. The content creators who will do a quote unquote review and they don't live in the OS for, a month. They live in it for 30 seconds as they fire up a DM or a VM, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. Or they claim they use Linux every day, but all their content is fucking Windows or Mac related. Okay, whatever, bruh. I like this guy. I hope Linux works out for him. And if not, at least he gave it a fair shake. And that's honestly what I look for when I do these reaction videos. So I ain't got nothing to slag on you, bud, about. I appreciate you taking the time to try it out. If it works for you, cool. And I hope it does. And if it doesn't, at least you gave it your best foot forward. So other than that, you guys know what to do. Comment, rate, subscribe, Indiegogo, Patreon, all that crap is down below. And I will catch you guys on the flip. Peace.